Greetings, thank you for tuning in. And the stories for today are coming right up.
State President TRUYnh received President of the Thai Senate, THONG. Leaders of the Vietnam Fatherland Front visited Catholic and Protestant dignitaries on Christmas. National Consumer Price Index increased 18.58% in 2011. Experts discussed financial policies for the supporting industry.
Continuing our report on Thai President of the Senate, TRUYN's two-day visit to Vietnam at the invitation of National Assembly Chairman THôNG. He was received warmly by the President TRUYnh on December 23rd. Here are the images.
At the reception, President Sang expressed his delight at the development of cooperative relations since the two countries established diplomatic ties 35 years ago. The Vietnamese president applauded the smooth coordination between the two countries in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, as well as the regional and sub-regional cooperation mechanisms such as ARCMEX, the East-West Economic Corridor, and the Greater Mekong Sub-region. For his part, President My Pien spoke highly of Vietnam's role in the ASEAN community, adding that the ASEAN community will be more prosperous with good cooperation among member countries. Showing optimism for outcomes from the bilateral trade and investment cooperation, My Pien said Vietnam and Thailand should enhance tourism cooperation, considering it a practical way to mark the 35th anniversary of diplomatic ties.
Also on December 23rd, President TRUYnh met with Japan-Vietnam Special Ambassador Sugi Ryotaro, who has been on a working visit to Vietnam.
Ambassador Sugi Ryotaro emphasized the enthusiastic support from the state and people of Vietnam while working with Vietnamese branches, agencies and localities over the past 20 years. The ambassador said he wants to explore investment environment for the implementation of a large-scale ecological urban project in the suburbs of Hanoi, with investment coming from Japanese businesses. He expressed his belief that the project will help Hanoi deal with difficulties in infrastructure and meet housing demands while contributing to improving architectural landscape for the inner city. While praising the ambassador's contributions to the bilateral relations, President Sang affirmed that the Vietnamese government will create favorable conditions for foreign investors, especially those from Japan. The state leader also expressed his belief that the ambassador's ideas and the planned project will be supported by the Hanoi authorities.
On the occasion of the Christmas holidays, President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee, Huỳnh Đàm, on December 24th, visited Archbishop of the Ho Chi Minh City Archdiocese, Cardinal Phạm Minh Mẫn, and the General Confederation of the Southern Evangelical Church of Vietnam.
Đàm extended the seasonal greetings to Cardinal Mẫn and applauded the responsibility and role of the Cardinal to the Church and Catholic community in Vietnam. The front leader expressed his belief that the Cardinal and Catholic dignitaries will encourage Catholic followers to participate in patriotic emulation campaigns and contribute further to the country's development. While visiting the General Confederation of the Southern Evangelical Church of Vietnam, Đàm wished the Protestant dignitaries and followers a peaceful and Merry Christmas. He applauded contributions of the Confederation and Protestants to national construction and development and called on them to continue obeying the state's policies and guidelines. On December the 23rd, Vice President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Hà Văn Núi also visited Catholic dignitaries and followers in the southern province of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu. Wishing the Catholic dignitaries and followers a Merry and Happy Christmas, Núi highly valued the solidarity of parishioners and people in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province, as well as Bà Rịa town, in political and socio-economic development and social order at localities.
The General Statistics Office has reported that the National Consumer Index for 2011 increased 18.58% against last year.
The rise was close to the government's target in terms of inflation after many policies to curb inflation and stabilize the macroeconomy were passed. However, December had the largest consumer price index in the last 3 months of the year at 0.53%. Increasing demand for goods and services during the Christmas, New Year and Lunar New Year holidays had pushed prices of products up. In December, garments, catering and consumption services and home appliances saw the largest increase comparison with last month. Prices had a year-on-year surge of 12.9% for garments, 17.29% for home appliances, and 24.8% for catering and consumption services.
Vietnam's industrial production in 2011 has grown at 6.8%. The lower figure compared to last year reflects the effect from the global economic volatility. Here are the information released by the General Statistics Office.
Industrial production between March and October saw the lowest, with the manufacturing industry rising 9.5% against 12.6% of 2010. Production and distribution of power, gas and water also increased just 10%, short of the 15 to 17% marked domestic demand decrease. The mining industry saw a decline of 0.1%, despite coal production surging 2.1%, crude oil 1.6%, and natural gas down 9.1%. The office said the consumption index of the manufacturing industry showed 15% over the previous year, while the inventory index of the industry rose sharply by 23%. The inventory index of vegetable and food processing, tobacco, the auto industry, livestock feed, steel and iron, seafood processing and cloth production also surged sharply between 25 to 49%.
The leather footwear industry has reported a solid export performance this year and expected to sustain its upward trajectory despite the global economic crisis.
Exports so far this year have been worth $5.73 billion, a 20% year-on-year increase, and are likely to achieve the yearly target of over $6.2 billion. Next year is expected to bring more challenges due to the turbulence in key import markets, especially Europe, but exports are likely to grow 12% to $7 billion. Businesses had said export contracts for the first quarter of 2012 are 10 to 20% less compared to the corresponding period of 2011, as the main markets for Vietnamese leather footwear, mainly in the EU, are tightening their belts.
And recently, experts gathered at a seminar in Hanoi on December 23rd to discuss financial policies for the supporting industry. The seminar was organized by the Institute of Strategy and Financial Policy.
At the seminar, economists emphasized the need to adopt strong incentives and assistance policies for the Vietnamese supporting industry, as it is in the first stage of development and facing fierce competition from foreign nations. Accordingly, it is necessary to resist laws to foster the development of the supporting industry, establish a department under the Ministry of Industry and Trade to manage the sector and conduct surveys of businesses capable of joining production trends for the supporting industry. Capital investment and technological research also need a boost, as Vietnam has lagged behind regional countries. In Vietnam, the ratio of locally made components, accessories, and materials accounts for only 10 to 15%. The fact hinders the flow of investment in Vietnam, as well as its industrialization process.
The final round of the 9th English singing contest, Let's Get Loud, took place in Hanoi on December 23rd. 12 students selected from over 1,400 contestants showed off their talent at the event.
co-hosted by the Vietnam Students Association and International Education Organization Language Link. The contest was open to students not only in Hanoi but also in the northern port city of Hải Phòng and province of Thái Nguyên. Since its inception in 2002, the annual event has become a helpful playground for youth to meet with each other and show off their performance ability through English songs. This is also a chance for students to improve their English skills. Music is a bridge to help narrow lingual and cultural differences and bring people closer.
Well, thank you for tuning in. Happy holidays.